Yeah, what's poppin', YouTube? It's King Zai with another Just Different video for my Just Different people. And today I'm here to talk to all the kings and queens, the gods and goddesses, looking to avoid talking to the bots. I'm not here to talk to the bots today. I know that the bots and the agents gonna sneak their way into this hole. You know, they always gotta be in the mix. They gotta know what's going on, but I'm not here to talk to you. I'm here to talk to the kings and queens and the gods and goddesses. So this is an update on the channel and where we finna go with it. I'm sorry that I keep taking these long ass hiatuses on y'all. I keep taking these long breaks. You gotta know mental health is wealth, you dig? And I be dealing with my depression, my anxiety. I really kind of just came off a depression spill. I ain't even really tell nobody I was on it, because I ain't really know I was on it until I was in it, and I was just meditating and shit the other day. I was like, damn, I'm kind of depressed. Like, why all my thoughts are going towards this, you know what I'm saying, my sad self. I was stuck in my sorrow, and that's when I know that I'm leaning towards my depression spells or my anxiety, when I'm just feeling all jittery and shit. So I'm sorry I keep taking these long breaks and these long hiatuses. Came to update y'all, and I had a good conversation with one of my close friends this morning, one of my brothers from my childhood, and we had a talk about spirituality and consciousness. And I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of studying and shit when I'm away. That's always gonna be a thing. So I was telling him all the stuff that I learned and shit, and he was letting me know, like, yeah, bro, I be watching your videos. So shout out to Calvin. He was telling me that I should get back into making my videos and shit. So I asked him, we was on the phone for like 3 hours. I asked him to give me some of the stuff that we talked about that would interest him, that he wanted to see in a video. So he gave me a list of stuff to talk about. So I want to give y'all the update on the channel that I intend to start posting at least a video a week to kind of just keep y'all updated on what I'm studying and what I'm learning about, so I can share the knowledge with y'all, because that's the level that we at now. Right now, it's time to start sharing this knowledge. It's time to start sharing this wealth. And so yes, Just Different Motivation is gonna always at the root be a motivation page, but from here on out, I want to start talking more about consciousness, about spirituality, about how to connect to our roots of who we really are as melanated beings in this society. From what I know and what I research, understand, nigga, I am not your shaman. I'm not your fucking yo leader. I'm not your guru, your prophet. I'm not none of that shit. If you look at me in that way, thank you for respecting me as such. Thank you for respecting my knowledge and my wisdom to put me on that pedestal or whatever the fuck. But I am not intended to be up there on this pedestal. Do your own research. I had to do my own research, so this is how I received all the knowledge and information that I have looked up. So I'm finna give y'all some kind of understanding of where I'm at and what I believe in and what I know and shit right now. I'm not telling you to believe what I believe. I'm not telling you what I believe is fact. This is what I have found out from my research. My opinions, every time that I think I'm solidified in one of my opinions or what I know about a situation from the research I do, I find new information to help me change my perspective and see things different. So just know, on the Just Different page, I am not held to any opinions. I'm not held to anything that I say. If you try to hold me there, that's you and your problem. I am going to grow from here. I'm going to continue to learn until the day that I die and I leave this vessel. That's just me and who I am and what I got going on. So yeah, if you hear me say some shit that you don't agree with, I'm sorry. That is not against you. I'm not even saying it is true. This is just what I know at the point that I'm in my path. This is what I know from my journey, and it could change tomorrow, but it could be how it is just forever. So I just want to throw that out there. I don't care about none of the hate, none of that weird shit. I really don't see this YouTube going crazy, but I also do. I see it going places if I just stay consistent, so I gotta work on that. We off on a tangent. I'm sorry. This is what I do. This is why the Just Different page had to be made, because I gotta go somewhere to fucking take all this shit that I just be, you know what I'm saying, just pouring out, because I think hard all day. So the first point that Calvin wanted me to speak on, again, shout out Calvin, much love. That's my brother. Love you, brother, always and forever. You dig what I'm saying? The first thing he wanted me to speak on is how all religions have some truth, but we're whitewashed. So I was explaining to Calvin this morning, we was on the phone, from the research and shit that I have done, every religion on this planet, it could be Christianity, it could be Islam or Muslim, whatever you want to call it. It could be Buddhism, it could be Taoism, it could be Taoism, it could be fucking Stoicism. All these different religions and all these different philosophies, if you look at them in the basis of who they were in the original creation of the religion or of the philosophy, it was built on truth. But you gotta know that when all these religions were originally created, they were created by melanated beings. They were created by melanated people that look like me and hopefully look like you if you watching this. Hopefully you're not an agent. But all these religions were created by melanated beings. When a white man came out of Caucasus Mountains about 6,600 years ago or so, every civilization that was, I'm not gonna say every civilization, because really from what I know right now, it was the Egyptians, but we can say that there were other civilizations, because all civilization branched out of the Egyptian or Kemetic civilization, right? And so when the white man came out of the Caucasus Mountains, the white man was compared to or similar to a wild beast. He walked on all fours. He didn't bathe. He didn't cook the meat that he ate. He just ate raw meat. And so the Egyptians, or whatever people were at the time that they found, basically civilized the white man, taught the man how to walk upright, how to bathe, how to follow hygiene and all this shit, and taught him how to cook his food and everything. And the white man being what the white man was intended to be, and this is not me having any racist opinions or whatever the fuck you want to call it about the white man. This is from what I have researched, from what I have learned. The white man, in essence, was intended and created to be the opposition of the black man and the black woman, which is God and which is the God and the goddess of this planet. And the white man and the white woman, not my fucking creation. This is not my hypothesis. This is what people have said in history, that the white man and the white woman is the devil or the opposition of this planet, and they came here to oppose the black man and the black woman, which is the God and the goddess of this planet. And so the white man learned all the secrets and all the secrets of the society of the Kemetic civilization and the Egyptian civilization, and basically enslaved the people of Egypt, basically overtook all their shit and basically stole their culture and everything from them. And all these religions that they found, that they came upon, were true, had all truth to them, but they, in their attempt to overtake, not even attempt because they actually succeeded, but in their process of overtaking the world that we know today and colonizing the entire planet, they stole all of this religion, all of these religious texts, and all of this history and knowledge, and twisted it and mixed it up and turned it into what they wanted to make it, so that they could control society. That's why if you look at the basis of most religions nowadays, all it is kind of really just control. There is truth and wisdom and knowledge in all of these religious texts. There's truth in the Bible. There's truth in the book of the Quran. There is truth in I don't know what the book is called for Buddhism, but I know he has a book. I think it's like the autobiography of the Buddha or some shit. But if you look in all these religious texts, there is truth in the religious text. But if you look at how the things were changed from the original text, you would see that the white man implanted things within the religions and within the religious text to have some kind of control and dominion over the mind of the common man. And so that's the first topic that Calvin wanted me to speak on, is just the fact that there is truth in all of these religions. That's why you should not hesitate to study any religion that interests you. Go as deep as possible as you can in any religion that interests you, because there is truth in there. You just have to be able to discern from what is somebody, because you got to know that everybody is born on this planet on zero. We all come into this realm knowing nothing. You don't know how to talk. You don't have a name. You don't have, you got to give you a social security number. They got to give you all that shit. You don't have a house. You don't have a car. You don't have nothing. You have no prior education. You have you have nothing. You come into your zero, nigga. Basically coming here blind and deaf and ignorant. You come in here a dummy. And so all we know as people is what others have taught us, or what we have learned from somebody that experienced it before us. So when it comes to you studying religion, it comes to you studying spirituality, you have to be able to discern if that is true to you. If the mind is the all, so if it's true to you, it makes it true. It makes it apply to your reality. It makes it so it actually is in fact truth. So don't just believe whatever you read, and don't believe what everybody's telling you. Find a way to discern and think for yourself. There is truth in all religion, though. That is basically what the first point is that we're coming to, that there is truth in all religion, but all religion has been flawed to a certain extent just because of the tampering of the white man in society. And so it is certain religion shit that say that they have protected their religious texts from the white man and shit. And I'm not saying that I don't believe it. I'm not saying it's true. I just haven't done the research deep enough to say and know for a fact that I know which religion hasn't been tampered with at all. I believe that every religion has been touched to some certain extent. And so we gonna go on to the next point, and this is not mine, but this is from what I have done the research and what I have come to find out, is that the creation story, or the origin story of the universe, is that basically in the beginning there was nothing. And this is why if you read the Bible, they kind of break this down. They break this down in some form of fashion, but I have found research and shit to let me know that it's deeper than what the Bible went into. But in the beginning, they say that there was nothing. In the Bible, when there was nothing, and then God basically said, let there be light, and that's how he started to create the universe, or create the planet, or whatever. Now this is true. There is truth to that. The origin story that I believe to be true, and what I have found to be true, is I'm still looking into the origin story though, so don't try to just hold me to this, but this is where I'm at right now, and I want to share it with you. That in the beginning there was nothing. There was complete darkness, and God was everything and nothing all at the same time. So you gotta even try to wrap your human mind around whatever that concept is, to be nothing and everything all at the same time. So there was darkness. It was nothing but darkness, and God said, okay, I want to experience whatever this life thing is. I want to know what it means to experience. I want to know what it feels like to even experience. I want to know what it feels like to feel feelings. I want to know what it feels like I want to know what I am, who I am. And the only way that I can do that is to create something that represents me. And there is no really right or wrong way to do that. And so God stretched out in all directions. There was nothing at first. You got to know it was complete darkness. And so God stretched out in all directions. And so that basically this is where the Big Bang Theory comes from, because there is truth in this. When there was nothing to create something, God made basically an explosion of consciousness. God is the mind. God is the all. God is frequency. God is energy. And so God stretched out in his frequency and his light and his energy, whatever you want to call it, in all directions. And so when the universe was created, this universe that we live in, the Milky Way, this galaxy, whatever you want to call it, when God exploded, not exploded, but that's basically what it is. When he exploded and expanded in all directions, you gotta imagine God is like a spear of light, a spear of I don't know who that is calling me. You gotta imagine God as a spear of light, a spear of frequency and energy. So when God exploded in all directions, he separated, right, into small sparks of light. This is where your soul comes from. And so because God created different universes, God created different planets with life on them, with different species and everything. This is how we have plant life, this is how we have bacteria, this is how we have trees, and all these different forms of life. You got lions and zebras, and you got bears, and you got, you got monkeys, you got all these different species, because when God exploded in all these different directions, he took his essence, what makes God God, and put that within every living entity on this planet. So every blade of grass, every ant that you see, every animal, every dog, every cat, every person, every bird, every tree, anything on this planet that is a living organism, even rocks, like even minerals, you gotta understand there is life in everything. The soil that we walk on, everything has life. And so God trapped himself within these different living entities, within this planet, within this realm, within this galaxy, in this universe. He put himself or herself, whatever you want to call God, into these living entities, into these vessels to experience life. And so this is where the melanin comes from, and the black man and the black woman, because you got to know, in the beginning there was nothing, there was no light. And so when God trapped our spark of life, our soul, within the vessel, he had to trap it in something that could keep the soul from escaping. And that's why we are trapped within melanin that absorbs sunlight, because we are darkness. We had to come from darkness. We originated from darkness, because in the beginning there was nothing but darkness. So when God created us, when created basically himself, when God created life, it had to all stem from the depths of darkness, from nothingness. And so this is why the original man and the original woman, from my understanding, from what I have done the research on, this is why the black man and the black woman has melanin in their skin. The original man and woman is a melanated being in the black man, because we come from the nothingness of the universe. There was nothing but darkness, and the only way to trap the soul in the vessel, to keep us in the flesh, was to wrap the soul in melanin, because melanin absorbs sunlight, so the soul cannot escape. So basically the soul has been enslaved, has been trapped within the vessel. That's the second point, is that God created earth through darkness. The third point that Calvin wanted me to speak on is Christopher Columbus found a land called Melanesia. So you have to know that when Christopher Columbus first intended to come to America, first of all, he thought that he was coming to India. This is why they ended up calling the Native Americans Indians, because when he came here, he thought he was going to India. He was looking to go to India, or at least that's what they told us. I think that something I was reading was saying that was actually a lie. That's the shit they tried to tell us to get us to think that they didn't find black people. But so when Christopher Columbus and the conquistadors came to America, when they got here, they intended, or they thought they were gonna find a bunch of Indian people. They thought they was gonna find indigenous people that kind of looked something like the conquistadors, were a fairer skin. But when they got to America, they were surprised to find out that 80% of this population in America was black men and women, darker than the average black man and woman that they had ever seen. The darkest men and women that they had ever seen lived on the continent of South and North America, right? And so when they got here, 80% of the continent was black, and they the land of America, when they found it, was actually called Melanesia. This is something you can look up. This is not some shit I'm just making up. You can look this up. Melanesia, Melanesia, and this basically means the land of the melanated people, or the land of the black people, or whatever it's different translations, but it always comes back to the fact that these people were black. The people were melanated beings, and the land was named after that. And so Christopher Columbus and whatever conquistadors that he came here with, when they got here and they realized that all these people were already living here, what they found out is that these people were already working their land. These were civilized people. These were people that were already advanced in the form or the art of farming and agriculture. So when they got here, people were already, I'm not sure exactly if they were picking cotton, but I know that they had large, not plantations, but they had large farms and large masses of land that they were farming on. So they were already farming corn and raising cattle and all this shit. And when they tell you stories about how the Native Americans were nomadic people and they traveled and they hunted these they used to hunt cattle, or like they used to hunt game or whatever. They used to follow these herds as they grazed through, you know what I'm saying, America and all that shit. These are black people that they were talking about, but they have convinced us that these are these fair-skinned people that they try to convince us were the indigenous people of this land, when in actuality the indigenous people of this land are melanated beings. And so when they found out that 80% of the country was already melanated and that these people were already working their land, they were already farming and gardening, what they did was enslave these melanated people to make them work their land for the white man. And you got to know that America is big. America is a very large mass of land. So they had a lot of land still left. They still had a lot of space, and they realized that they wanted to make more of a profit. They wanted to make more of a they want to make more of a profit, or they want to actually farm and do more work. So this is when they started to kidnap and enslave the people off the coast of Africa and bring them to America. And so this is where the triangle of commerce, or whatever it's called, this is where the slave route comes from. They try to convince us that all people that were brought to here, or that all people that were enslaved here, this is where they try to tell us that they were all brought from Africa and from the coast of Africa and brought to America, when in actuality 80% of the people were already here. We don't know how many people they actually brought, but in the end, for a fact, without a doubt, we know that when they came here, 80% of the land mass, 80% of the population was already black, and they enslaved that 80%. They enslaved that population, made them work their own land, and they brought other workers in. They brought other slaves in from Africa and made them work the land as well, just so they could add more profit, so that they could make more money. My last point that Calvin wanted me to speak on was meditation, but this video is already 22 minutes and it's gonna take too long to upload it if I try to add some other stuff to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a whole nother video for meditation. I might have skipped over some stuff just because I'll just be trying to keep these videos short and not, you know what I'm saying, just kind of talk people's head off. So I do see myself kind of speaking on these points again when I get more information and when I get it more clear and concise for me to just lay it all out for you. If you made it through this video, thank you for your time. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and all that shit that niggas be talking about. I really don't be worried about none of that shit, but I do want to quit my job. I fucking hate this working shit, and the only way I can really do that is if y'all try to support me through this YouTube shit so I can start getting paid from this or something, because this work shit suck. But thank y'all for spending y'all time listening to me. This is the path that I see me taking with this Just Different page. I wanna bring y'all knowledge. I want to bring y'all wisdom. I want to bring y'all the things that I'm studying and I'm learning about, even if it doesn't apply to everybody that comes in and listen. If this is something that interests you, this is something that you like, thank you for being different. Thank you for being you. Thank you for not fucking being like these sheep that are just walking to the slaughter. Thank you for thinking for yourself and listening for yourself. Go do your own research. Don't take everything I say as fact. Don't take nothing I say as fact. I'm just a human just like you, but I am a God. Don't get it twisted. You gotta know we gods, we goddesses. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm my own God. I'm not your God. You dig what I'm saying? And the same goes for you. I just want to let you know, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, I love you all. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tapping in with me. Stay up, don't fall down. If you do get back up, we will keep getting into this consciousness stuff. We're going to keep getting deep into the spirituality, because we spiritual beings having a human experience. And so that's what interests me the most. So that's what I'm coming to talk to y'all about. I love y'all. Keep being different. Keep being you. Don't let this world change you. Goodbye. Hey.